lay down when it's cloudy, not a sun. I just want the cheese like where the Packers be. Never move out west of Hollywood, that's where the actors be. Never trust again if you had ever turned your back on me. Heard you got that bag, well I must have a hefty guy on me. Yeah, count up the loot, yeah, count it up. Call up the troops, we coming through, we coming through, we coming through. Yeah, call up, count up the loot, yeah, count it up. Call up the troops, call up, we coming through, yeah, coming through.
It's FYF Sportsman, it's Lamont. We are back with another podcast NBA recap video. Just had the final NBA play-in game in the Western Conference. Golden State Warriors, Memphis Grizzlies, and we saw another. The Warriors definitely gave us another great game for both teams. It was a defensive battle. Really, compared to a lot of games that we've seen this season, it was essentially a low-scoring game that ended up going into overtime. These teams, we saw highs and lows from both teams. But if you're being completely honest, this is a game that Memphis generally controlled from start to finish. Whenever Golden State gained any momentum, Memphis was able to rein them in, settle down, and just get some timely buckets and stops, along with a number of mistakes on the end of the Golden State Warriors. So epic upset here. Memphis Grizzlies take down the Golden State Warriors. But, we're here today to break down the footage, to really kind of discuss how did this happen. And then, ultimately discuss what's next for these teams. We know Memphis, they're going to be playing the Utah Jazz in the playoffs, while the Golden State Warriors are going to be going home with a lot of questions that need to be answered going into next seasons. But before we get started with today's video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to the video if you haven't done so already. Make sure you guys are also following us on social media. Follow us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, all of these platforms, because when we go live, we send out these notifications. All right. And the only way you get these notifications is if you're following us, whether it's here on YouTube or any of those social media outlets. So make sure you turn those notifications on all of those sites so you can get the most up-to-date sports and news information from FYF Sports. But again, we got to get back to today's game. Again, an epic battle, epic point guard battle. As you guys can see, we had Morant, Steph Curry really going at it. And this was a battle of two defensive teams. The one thing that Memphis made an emphasis of doing this year going into this season was really turning up and fine-tuning that defense. I think Memphis was third in the NBA with the most steals. I think they were also third in the NBA in deflections. So we know this is a team that loves to play passing lanes. They love to play aggressive, physical defense. They have a lot of players that have a tendency to foul a lot, but they're going to take those chances. They're going to toe the line. They're going to make the refs call those iffy calls, and it actually paid off today. So we're not going to waste any more time. Let's go ahead and get to the drawing board so we can kind of break down this particular matchup. The final play-in game of this season: Golden State Warriors, Memphis Grizzlies. There we have it right here. Tip of the game. And I like what the Memphis Grizzlies did early, man. Early, they put Dylan Brooks, their best on-ball defender, on Steph Curry. And they made it. Really haven't talked about Xavier Tillman. He makes a very critical three. Puts Memphis up by one. And where they need to stop, remember, Steph Curry 5 fouls. He can't foul. He can't really put up too much of a defensive effort on that drive. Morant definitely recognized that. This is essentially the bucket that ended the game for him. And Morant puts him up 5. 4 seconds left.
It's a 5-point game with 4.5 remaining. Poole, corner three.
Poole makes a deep three there. Keeps him alive.
It's back to a 2-point game. Looking to help out on ball denial. Anderson looking. Finds Bain.
Great pass right there to end the game. Golden State Warriors are going home. And the Memphis Grizzlies, man, they finished the season 38-34. They defeat the Golden State Warriors, who ended the season with a 39-33 record. They beat them in overtime. I'm going to run through these stats really quick. For the for the Golden State Warriors, the two all-stars of this team, they showed out. They showed up and they showed out. When you look at Draymond Green with 11 points, 10 assists, 16 rebounds, that's a typical Draymond Green game. Generally, when Draymond Green gets a triple-double, they win. There's not much more you can ask from a player like that. He's having to guard Valanciunas. He's having to guard Tillman. He's having to guard Jaren Jackson, Kyle Anderson, and a myriad of players at different positions. There's not much more you can ask for a player like that. He showed up. Andrew Wiggins, he had 22 and 10. It was really kind of quiet, and he also missed some very timely buckets. But you know what? 22 and 10, it is respectable. Steph Curry with 39. But the one thing we have to look to tonight was between Draymond Green and Steph Curry, 13 combined turnovers between your two stars. I think those second chance points really kept Memphis in the game, and Memphis did a good job of capitalizing off those errors in the transition. Looney just doesn't look like himself. With the finals and playoff experience that Looney has had, I expected a little bit more out of him, especially on the offensive end. He finished the night with only 3 points. Jordan Poole did come off the bench. He comes off the bench and gives them 19. But, with guys like Bazemore, with guys like Looney, with Juan Toscano-Anderson not really giving much offensively, surprisingly, Steve Kerr decided not to play Eric Paschall. He decided not to play Jordan Bell at all. I really believe that Jordan Bell could have came in and helped give a little bit of relief. I think he could have banged with Valanciunas a little bit because you're dealing with a Memphis team. When they started to go small, when Valanciunas got in foul trouble, they could have used Jordan Bell's athleticism and speed down there on the low post. Gary Payton Jr. obviously didn't play. Nico Mannion, and then Damian Lee, who is currently injured right now, he obviously didn't play as well. Surprising as well. But what you have to do in these games like this, and this is one of the downsides to the playing game, and you can't necessarily be mad at it. If you put yourself in a situation where you can lose on a one and done, anything can happen and anybody can win. If this is a 7-game series, anybody's going to pick the Golden State Warriors. Unfortunately, it's not. And the Golden State Warriors, they had their opportunities this season, whether Steph was on the court or off the court. They had their opportunities to capitalize. They gave up some games, and they put themselves in a situation where they have to be involved with this playing scenario. And this is the ugly side of the playing scenario. But it's actually beautiful for Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies because they worked extremely hard all season. They made big time improvements defensively. They took a number of strides offensively, and then as a team, that's probably one of the best team games that I've seen. When we go to the stats for the Memphis Grizzlies, you had 6 players in double figures. Jaren Jackson, 10 points. Dylan Brooks, 14 points, and did a great job defensively on Steph Curry. Ja Morant, 35 points of unbelievable force. He continuously got to the middle of that Golden State defense, and he made great decisions. And you got 35 points and only 5 turnovers for your starting point guard. That's great. Xavier Tillman comes off the bench. In really a tough role, having to guard a smaller Golden State Warrior team. He gives 11 points with that big-time 3 in overtime that really kept Memphis afloat. You got Grayson Allen with 12 points. Again, clutch threes, 2 clutch threes in that overtime that really kept him afloat as well. Desmond Bane, one of the most under the radar rookies this year. He doesn't get any appreciation, but Xavier Tillman and Desmond Bane, two of the most underrated rookies this year. They really helped get this team over the hump. Desmond Bane had some big buckets, especially in that second half. And then we had DeAndre Melton with a solid game, 5 points. Again, even when you look at this bench, you look at guys like Justice Winslow and Brandon Clark, Killian Tilly. These guys didn't even play a minute. So we see that they're shortening the rotation. They still play 10 guys on the night. But they did this by committee. This was definitely a team win. Ja Morant, definitely the player of the game, and he did not get fazed by the moment. Everybody predicted the Golden State Warriors to win this game, and the Grizzlies came in and did exactly what they're supposed to do. And they stuck to the game plan, win or lose, and they came out ahead in this particular matchup. So, with that being said, we're going to see this Memphis team against the Utah Jazz. They don't have the star power, I believe, to compete with the Jazz. I think this is the team that the Jazz would have preferred. It would have been a nightmare matchup for the Utah Jazz to have to play a Golden State Warrior team, I believe. I think this is a team right here that is going to really be a good tune-up matchup for the Utah Jazz. That's going to help them propel into the second round fairly easily. But I want you guys, let me know what you think. Do you think the Memphis Grizzlies can really compete with the Utah Jazz in the first round? All right. They just beat, Memphis Grizzlies had one of the best road records in the NBA. So going into Utah is not going to be such a tall mountain to climb for this team. They're used to going on the road and getting tough wins. Right? Are they going to be able to beat the Utah Jazz? I don't believe they can, but hey, I didn't believe that the Golden State Warriors would lose to Memphis either. So, that's something we'll just have to be watching for. But I think the Western Conference, all of those matchups are locked in. Eastern Conference is going to start tomorrow. Some of these playoff matchups begin. I'm really going to be looking for, again, I've told you guys before, Dallas Clippers, Heat Bucks. I'm going to be looking at that. I love some of these matchups. Philly, Washington. Some of these first round matchups, Lakers, Phoenix Suns are going to be unbelievable. I think this year's playoff run, because of the play-in games, they set up some really premier matchups in this first round. And the NBA did a great job of keeping everybody locked in with these play-in games. It kept basketball exciting, and it gave us a few extra games to watch. So although the Golden State Warriors, they have to go home, they're going fishing. When we look to the Golden State Warriors, well, they have a number of questions that now they have to address as well. Kelly Oubre is a free agent. They have to decide, do we bring a guy like Kelly Oubre back? To me, he kind of looked like the odd man out. I don't know if he was a perfect fit for that team. I think they missed the opportunity to maybe get a few pieces or draft picks by not trading them at the trade deadline. You're going to have Klay Thompson back, obviously, but we don't know if he's going to be 100%. Steph and Dre are going to be back, but who can you put around it? Who are you going to add to this roster? I mean, James Wiseman will be healthy, but is his confidence going to be 100%? Is he ultimately going to pan out to be that all-time great big that the Golden State Warriors believe he can be? I got a lot of questions going into offseason. My eyes will be on the Golden State Warriors to see what types of moves they make to really boost and bolster this roster going into next season. I truly believe that they need some more veteran point guard play on the bench. I think once Steph Curry gets hurt, there's not much point guard play outside of Draymond Green. And you're asking Draymond Green to do so much with regards to rebounding and defending and playmaking. I think that's too many duties to assign to one particular player. For as great as Draymond Green is, I think they need another premier point guard in there to relieve Draymond of some of those duties so he can play off ball just a little bit more, because we've seen him excel in those roles. So again, I want you guys to let me know in the chat, what do you expect for Golden State going into this offseason? A lot of people are saying they should blow it up. I mean, obviously we know that won't happen, but I want your ideas on what you think the Golden State Warriors should do. And then I also want your opinion. How would you guys grade Steve Kerr? How would you grade his coaching job this year? I mean, I know he's had to deal with a number of obstacles. I mean, when you deal with the James Wiseman injury, Draymond Green was injured a little bit, Steph Curry injured, Kelly Oubre injured. There was really no consistency, at least with your star players. What do y'all grade them? Because there are a lot of coaches on the hot seat this year. When we talk about Brad Stevens and Terry Stotts, when we look at Luke Walton in Sacramento, should Steve Kerr be on the hot seat after 2 years where the Golden State Warriors were pretty bad? Even though injuries played a big-time role into how the Warriors were playing, should Steve Kerr, should his job get a little bit, a lot of people say his job is safe. I think the Warriors really need to look at his situation and say, look, it's time for you to start producing, over the next season. I think going into next season, he really needs to showcase something with this team, or he needs to get this team a bit more competitive. They may need to move in another direction. But again, you guys, let me know what you think about this Golden State Warrior team. Let me know your thoughts on this matchup. You guys have mine. I just got to give a round of applause to the Memphis Grizzlies for winning a really tough game, a grit and grind type of game. And they stuck to the game plan and ultimately came out with the win. Hey, but it's FYF Sports, man. It's another great video. We will be back with more sports and news later. Make sure to check your notifications this week for any live streams. When we go live, we're going to be streaming live on Facebook and Twitch. So don't miss those notifications. Always be checking the community post. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook. We're going to be dropping notifications there as well. So again, so you don't miss those live streams. So we have a lot of great lives coming up, a lot of great NBA conversations and NBA debates coming up. And I don't want you guys to miss it. It was FYF Sports, man. It's been another great episode. Looking forward to get ready to cover the start of the NBA playoffs this week. But until then, it's FYF Sports. We out.
Shit, I don't know where to begin. Hell on earth, I'm a demon. Fuck with you, well, that depends. Don't want them think that I need them. So that good and that decent. Strapped up on the defense. Run the streets, I need deep in. Swim with sharks on the deep end. Shit, I don't know where to begin. Hell on earth, I'm a demon. Fuck with you, well, that depends. Don't want them think that I need them. So that good and that decent. Strapped up on the defense. Run the streets, I need deep in. Swim with sharks on the deep end. Money problems got me thinking. Try stay afloat, fuck sinking. Gotta win, let that sink in. Gotta wake 'em up, cause niggas sleeping. Stress and smoking and I'm drinking. Went through a phase, popping pink tints. Can't be late, fuck a pink slip. Can't fold a tell, cause that's some weak shit. Raised by some real ones on some real shit. Still run with dealers trying to deal shit. Took a loss, been going through some deep shit. Still swim with sharks on the deep end. Turned it up a notch, hit the kill switch. Niggas play bent, we gon' kill shit. Streets cruddy, make me have no feelings. Should cop the coupe with no ceilings. Hop out looking like something to see. Stuntin' hard shit ain't nothing to me. Earned everything, nothing come free. Keep a pistol, ain't nothing to beef. Hop out, look like something to see. Stunt hard shit ain't nothing to me. Earned everything, nothing come free. Keep a pistol, ain't nothing to beef. Shit, I don't know where to begin. Hell on earth, I'm a demon. Fuck with you, well, that depends. Don't want them think that I need them. So that good and that decent. Strapped up on the defense. Run the streets, I need deep in. Swim with sharks on the deep end. Shit, I don't know where to begin. Hell on earth, I'm a demon. Fuck with you, well, that depends. Don't want them think that I need them. So that good and that decent. Strapped up on the defense. Run the streets, I need deep in. Swim with sharks on the deep end. I measured twice, cut once. So breaking down, bagging up. I grab the scale, weigh it up. Money came, pocket stuff. Nice chains, diamonds cut. Miss a nice watch, gon' stunt. Need a drop top, roof cut. Apply pressure, run it up. They say I'm special, kinda rare. Design it down, they gon' stare. Get my chicks bags, nails and hair. Buy shoes and travel anywhere. Try knock them down by the square. For them rainy days, I'm prepared. So hitting sales a major player. Pulling bips off the air. Paid $3,000 for this jacket. Can have all my eggs in one basket. Spread it out so feds can't track it. Tap in, my shooters gon' blast it. Plugged in with bosses really trapping. Got a number and I'm catching. With a sitting full, I'm just asking. Been cashing out, bringing cash in. Shit, I don't know where to begin. Hell on earth, I'm a demon. Fuck with you, well, that depends. Don't want them think that I need them. So that good and that decent. Strapped up on the defense. Run the streets, I need deep in. Swim with sharks on the deep end. Shit, I don't know where to begin. Hell on earth, I'm a demon. Fuck with you, well, that depends. Don't want them think that I need them. So that good and that decent. Strapped up on the defense. Run the streets, I need deep in. Swim with sharks on the deep end.